Hey, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are going to tackle something I know a lot of you have been thinking about, millets. Yeah, these ancient grains are making a massive comeback, but there's this one little shadow, this one concern that just keeps popping up.
So, let me guess, you're all set to get on the millet train, right? But then you heard someone whisper about phytic acid. And now you're wondering, wait, are these things actually good for me? If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are so not alone. All right, so what in the world is this phytic acid stuff? Well, basically, it's a natural compound you find in the seeds of plants. Think grains, nuts, legumes, that kind of thing. And it gets this really bad rap, right? It's called an anti-nutrient because it has this tricky ability to grab onto minerals like iron, zinc, and calcium, and, well, it makes it harder for your body to actually use them. But, and this is a big but, here comes the twist. According to our sources, especially the work of Dr. Khader Valli, who, by the way, is known as the Millet Man of India, this whole fear, it's often way overstated and honestly pretty misunderstood, especially when we're talking about millets. So it turns out we might be focusing on the wrong thing entirely.
Okay, check this out, because this really puts things in perspective. You know all those super healthy foods we eat all the time, like beans and lentils? Well, turns out they have way higher levels of phytic acid. Millets, on the other hand, their levels are significantly lower, right from the get-go. See? That one little fact completely changes the game, doesn't it?
Okay, so if the levels are already pretty low, do we even need to do anything?
Well, yes. And the best part is, the solution is just incredibly simple. So let's get into Dr. Khader's advice on how to prep your millets the right way.
And really, his entire philosophy is captured perfectly in this one quote. Soaking, followed by cooking, is more than enough to neutralize any concern. It's not about some fancy, complicated lab process. Nope. It's about getting back to these traditional, smart methods that have worked for ages.
And here it is, the whole process. It's literally 2 steps, so simple. Step 1, you soak your millets for about 6 to 8 hours. And step 2, you cook them thoroughly, just like you would anyway. That's it, seriously. That is the whole secret. But why does this simple trick work so well? Well, it's not magic, it's pure biology. When you soak the millets, you wake up this natural enzyme inside the grain called phytase. Now, think of phytase as the perfect little key. It goes in, unlocks the phytic acid, and starts breaking it down. So it's basically neutralizing the problem before you even turn on the stove. Okay, this brings us to probably the #1 question people ask when they start soaking grains. You've got your bowl, the millets have been soaking. What do you do with that cloudy water? I mean, everything we've ever heard says to dump it out, right? But this is where Dr. Khader's advice comes in, and it might actually surprise you. His answer is crystal clear. Do not throw that water away. This is probably the biggest mistake people make, and it's where you can unlock so much more of the good stuff. So why keep it? What's the deal? Well, because that soaking water isn't just water anymore. It's basically become a nutrient-packed liquid gold. It's now loaded with valuable prebiotics, that's food for your good gut bacteria, plus all these essential minerals and water-soluble nutrients that have leached out from the grain. Tossing it is literally like pouring vitamins down the drain. All right, let's wrap all this great info up into your nutrient-rich takeaway. These are the main things you need to remember so you can feel totally confident next time you're making millets.
Just remember these 3 things. Number 1, millets are naturally low in phytic acid to begin with, especially when you compare them to things like legumes. 2, that simple act of soaking, it activates the phytase enzyme, which immediately starts breaking down that acid. And 3, cooking the millets, especially in that same nutrient-rich water, finishes the job, neutralizing it and making them super easy to digest.
So what's the final verdict here? It's this. Unless your doctor has told you specifically that you have a medical issue with mineral absorption, you really don't need to be afraid of phytic acid in millets that are prepared the right way. It's just not the big monster it's been made out to be.
You know, at the end of the day, this isn't about some new age health hack. It's actually about going back and embracing this incredible traditional food wisdom. Our ancestors, they knew what they were doing. Their methods were simple, natural, and as science is now showing us, unbelievably effective.
And that really leaves us with a fascinating question to chew on, doesn't it? In our constant search for the next new thing, what other simple, powerful bits of food wisdom have we just forgotten? Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.